This story is about a girl whose father makes a Sonic adventure from a Zelda game N64 cartridge. Now let's ignore the fact that makes a Sonic adventure from a Zelda game N64 cartridge doesn't make any sense at all within the English language. We're gonna ignore that for the time being. And the girl gives it to one of her friends. After he plays it, the boy's life is forever changed, and there's no period here. So, let this be indicative of what we're getting into. The story. Oh, thank God that was there. I would have been confused. To start, I do not know much about video games. So pack it up. This creepypasta's over. I had many friends. Oh, this story is very unrealistic. I don't believe you have friends for a goddamn second. Who were gamers, and knew much more of hacking and glitching than I ever did. They also were Sega junkies. Well, they have a problem and they need to go to the hospital immediately. Well, of course, one day, one of my friends named Tiffany, a cheerleader at the school I go to and a Sonic fan. None of this sentence sounds real. It sounds fat. It makes no sense. you're okay. You have a female friend. All right. She's a cheerleader. Okay. She loves Sonic. Okay. Things are getting a little unrealistic here in this little creepypasta area. Anyways, she decided to knock on my door. Wait. Dear Penthouse, she decided to knock on my door, though. I answered it, and we talked. She was quite happy and peaceful. Like most cheerleaders, I know. She was quite happy and peaceful. Also not a bitch at all. And said how her father managed to place Sonic Adventure, and in parentheses, released 1 or 2 years ago, onto a Nintendo 64 cartridge, which is impossible. I don't believe you for a second. So he and a few friends of his deleted The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time game from the cartridge in a highly complicated process. And basically created a less graphically enhanced Sonic Adventure instead. You can't explain your complicated process. We used magic to put Sonic Adventure into this cartridge. Don't ask us questions! She smiled and had it in her pocket, because that makes sense. I don't even know if cheerleader uniforms have pockets, as a side note, but thank you for the game. Bye-bye. I gotta go do a creepypasta now. It's very important. It was midnight then, and I hurriedly rushed out of my house, still in my pajamas. Why? This is important. Everyone quiet. I went over to Tiffany's house. Okay, look. There's some fatal flaws in this plan. You can't go to a girl's house in your pajamas in the middle of the night, Arthur. And I'm sorry. Don't do that. But I went over to Tiffany's house in a hurry, and I banged on the door. I'm sure father will be very happy to see you. Sure enough, nobody answered. It was then I looked around and saw a sign on the front lawn. I went over and it said, for sale by owner. Oh, they gave me a game and then moved away. This always happens.